Who, me? Me, who totally got Dandadan mixed up? No, no. I totally didn't completely forget about Dandadan yesterday. Absolutely not. I read it. I read it like the moment it came out, but because it was so early in the morning and I got distracted by watching Errol Louis play like Danganronpa S all day. Yeah, that never happened. That never happened, and now you're watching this probably a day later than you expected. I mean, last week we what's it called? Pretty much had the same thing. Although Chainsaw Man wasn't last week, and yeah, I will be making a video after this, like literally after this recording, regarding Chainsaw Man, but I'm sorry, but I was tired and distracted. So, sumimasen for that. But let's talk about Dandadan. Dandadan was interesting this week. Very interesting. And I'd say the last two chapters, including this week's, were brilliant because I think we're pushing into this new arc like very heavily. And here we are, right? So first things first, and I did mention it in the previous chapter review or whatever, pygmy situation, right? Like Momo is being like almost forgotten, like on the brink of being forgotten. That's been sorted out a little bit by very loving and caring friends, and totally not a subplot of Gigi falling for her, right? It's bad enough that Zuma. I like to think that the Zuma thing was like almost like a whoa, that's a bad bitch, but she's my friend, like that kind of thing, rather than, I don't know, a love. It's not a love triangle. That's more like a weirdly shapen hexagon at this point or something. Because we got Vamola on the other side. Oh my god. I, yeah, because we got Aira and Vamola. I mean, whatever. Anyway, now I did mention Zuma. Um, with the Zuma situation, his eyes have gone worse, and we've actually got to learn more about his friend. Um, Let me look at my notes shamelessly. My notes? Egan's notes. Thank you. Um, Raiki, right? I loved seeing that perspective. I don't know if he's going to be a part of the group, but we're seeing him kind of explain the whole deal with Zuma. I mean, I think we kind of already got the whole deal with Zuma, but just hearing, I think one of the biggest compliments you can get, and just this, just like on a people level, like in general sort of thing, if you just do good things to people, people will, the same way talking shit behind your back happens, if people are talking actively about you in such a positive light, you're like a good person, like a really good person. Like all those Zumas, like, like with the gang and stuff like that, with his crew, and they get involved in violence. He's very well intentioned, and we see that in the way that he's kind of conducted himself. Um, Literally making people not, what's it called? Like making people not taking people out of situations where they might do something rash, like offing themselves, right? So yeah, yeah. Now, um, towards the end, we had something very interesting because it's really interesting because I love how, so when Queen, like the doctor, I think her name's Queen Sensei, showed up again. We haven't seen her since a certain part in the manga with the anime, or like that had since been animated. And what's crazy is when that manga chapter released compared to when the anime episode released, it wasn't that far. Give or take a week, maybe 2 weeks, something like that. I remember something like that. And I'm like, okay, probably coincidence. we're getting the same fucking thing again with Gigi's landlords, and isn't that fucking crazy? Because although it's like a month away or whatever, let's be so fucking for real. We're not seeing Vamola, or we're not seeing, like, or if they fuck up the pacing a little bit, we will. And then we'll see, like, I don't know, like her as like a kaiju, right? Um, we might see a bit of Sakata, I don't know, right? But it's all gonna be Gigi. It's all gonna be this landlord, big, gigantic Atlantic bullworm from SpongeBob, right? You remember that, right? You read the manga. You totally didn't skip through the beginning. But that's all chapter two is gonna be. And it's really interesting that now this like arc kind of brings them back. So although I say it's a month away, if they're re-involved and re-involved for quite a few chapters, isn't that, I don't know. It feels kind of coincidental again, like with the queen thing, with the landlords. They are landlords, right? I read the manga, I swear. Swear. But like, yeah, I don't know. Is that weird? Anyway, have a good Monday, retrospectively, right? That makes sense, correct?